talking about very modest 58 colors. So 44 solid colors, single colors with 2 strands, and 13 blend colors. So different colors each strand. Some of them are 2, but 2 and 1. So they're different combinations. It's really, really interesting to do. And right in front of you, I am going to start a new sprint. Okay, I'm doing it, chat. You can see it. Take a screenshot. I did it. So this is going to capture the all the stitches I've done today. So, and guys, let me know if you can hear me. I'm kind of getting a slightly delay with the notification. So let me know if you can hear me, see me, and let me just come back here. And let's have a look. So welcome everyone. And before I start my first stitch here, because I just got a notification that it's gone live, even though I've been talking for about for about 3 minutes. So let me know if you can hear me well, and everything, the audio is all good. Give me a little wave here, okay? So I want to say hello to all of you, and yes, I want to say hello to all of you. And let's have a look. Who have I got here with me today? It's Rajal. Hello. Rajal says, hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Indeed, happy Stitching Wednesday to you and Linda as well. And everybody give me a little wave. Just make sure that I know that I'm not talking to myself. So, yes, normally there's a little lag. Oh, you can see it now. Oh, good. I think today is weird because today, the notification comes in like minutes later. Normally it's within maybe 10 seconds. So here I am. I don't know what's happening. The connection is looking good though. It says excellent. Hopefully it's not lying to me. So, yes, I'm saying hello to all of you, and we also have Linda as well. And give me a little wave. Yes, so I know. So just in case there's some sort of technical glitch I need to fix, okay. And we have Clara as well. Let's have a look. Clara says, happy hump day indeed, and great to see you. And our Suzanne is also here as well. And oh, Marsha is back. Marsha is back from the cruise. Has it been 1 month already? Time really flies. It's a 1 month cruise. Was it from Australia somewhere to Hawaii, and I'm back. Well done. I hope you had a great time and did a lot of stitching as well. We also have Steve here as well, waving to the chat. Welcome. And yes, I can hear you. And Annie says, great. Did you? Yes, Susan, I think for some reason the beginning was kind of slightly delayed. I started a new sprint, okay? So there was a little bit of delay starting here. Not me, it's the YouTube, okay? But everything's captured on the archive for sure. And we also have, who else have we got here? We have lovely Susan right here, and Amanda as well. Amanda's joining us, and Badil as well. Hello, and Busy Mom is reporting from work club. I hope today is not going to be super, laggy as in you and me, because normally there's maybe about 12 seconds. But today is weird. So just, be patient. Hopefully the internet is going to catch up. And Tracy is also here. Hello. And Laura waving at the chat. And let's have a look. We have Dana as well. Sorry, not Dana. Let's try to read that. Yes, Dana. Dana is here with us. And also Heather House is also here. Bear with me. And Bree Creativity as well. We also have, who else have we got? Yes, thank you for waving back. So I know you can hear me and see me. You can never be quite sure. Internet being internet, Rajal says, all good now. Excellent. And Nikki as well. Hello. Great to see you, Nikki. And Suki is here as well. And Ellen and Alison have also joined us in the chat. And let's have a look. Annie B, I've said hello and love drunk. And who else have we got? Jackie. Oh, all my favorite stitches. Wonderful. And let's have a look. So Guy Lane is here as well. Great to see you. And our lovely Lean, of course. I hope your arm wears cheese straws and some sort of cheese snackies. So, yes, it's been about 2 to 3 weeks. I have not stitched Maggie. So I really miss this piece. And just by how I position my fabric here, you can probably, well, it gives you some hint on where I'm going to focus on. And today, do not worry. Yesterday, if you if you're not having a great time with my path thread yesterday, just give me 1 second. Sorry about that. I've got a frog in my throat. Just took a sip of water. So yesterday, if you're having a traumatic time with my path thread, today is going to be quite safe, okay? I've got a few threads here, not intended to do parking, just docking at these positions, and so I can go back and pick them up very quickly. Sort of a half-hearted, casual parking when I need to. So today, let me show you my focus point here today, okay? Let me bring on my app here. And so, if I turn on the markup, so this is where I'm focusing on today. So by the sewing machine, and I would like to get to Maggie's head today. I know there are a lot of white stitches, and you know, so I'm gonna kind of dip in and out, see how it goes, but. Otherwise, I'll probably move up a little bit as well with more colors. So divide and conquer with the white stitches. Okay, and let me just make a little bit of adjustments here. Maybe I can adjust the setting here because I notice the lag between you and me seems to be greater than usual, which is quite weird. So let's have a look, see if this is going to fix it. So yes, today I'm going to focus on Maggie's head. It's about time, isn't it? So let's see how it goes. And let me zoom in a little bit here. And guys, let me know what you're working on today. And you know, if you're working on dimensions, which you should, you know, following the rules, and let me know which piece you're working on. And if you're not working on dimensions, go have a look at dimensions catalog. They've got a vast range of different designs, and not all of them, you know, like this piece. I think the Go dimensions, not Go dimension, Go collections tend to be a little bit more involved, like more fuller coverage, larger pieces, and also different combinations of stitches. But they also have very straightforward cross stitches, samplers, all sorts. Go have a look, and let's support a great company that has been around for decades, and hopefully they're going to keep going. So let me just grid couple more blocks here, because my plan is to move to the right a little bit more today, and this is where Maggie's head will be. I'm very excited, very excited. You know, every time I stitch this piece, this is the third time now, I always started from the same point from the sewing machine, but once I established the center point, I kind of moved toward different directions. So each time I stitch it is a new experience. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, Amanda is starting Maggie The Messmaker today. Wonderful. How nice. Really exciting. And you have me as your company. You know, I'm slightly ahead, but I'm sure you're going to catch up very soon. And do not worry about this little stain here. Some of you might remember what happened. There's a little bit of chocolate bits, crumbs land it on the fabric. You know, being grey chocolate, the chocolate bits just melted right away, and I ended up with a little stain there. But luckily, this is full coverage piece, so I will be able to cover it up. So not too bad, not to worry. So I'm gonna just grid one more block ready for me. So let me count carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I'm doing it incorrectly, just give me a shout or a scream. Let's have a look. So Susan's working on Frederick the Literate. It's from the same artist. I forgot to mention the name of the artist. How rude am I? This is by an artist, quite well known, so it turned out. He's called Charles Charles something, Charles Wysocki. I know I probably butcher the pronunciation of his surname, but you know who it is. And Frederick is also by the same artist as well. And so is Max, the other piece I'm doing. So there you go. I'm ready to go. So I'm stitching on 18 counts, which is what the pattern's asking for. So this piece, this time around, the third time, I'm actually kitting the pattern up myself. So I got this piece, which is slightly lighter than the Dimensions own fabric, which is really soft to stitch. And also I'm stitching with DMC threads instead of Dimensions thread. So no problem there. Oops. Jackie says, I found about 15 Dimensions kit that had been passed down to me. Really? By whom? And Jackie says, I totally forgot I had them because they got packed away and we renovated our home several years ago. My goodness, is that finding some sort of treasure? Who was the kind person that passed down 15 kits? I wish I had 15 Dimensions kits. Yes. How nice, Jackie. Now, you know, there's no excuses for Jackie. And you have to join us. And check, maybe you have Maggie in the stash as well. So let me bring on my work view here. And Rachel has joined us as well. Welcome. Badell says, where did I find a catalog you're talking about? Well, you can just go to Dimensions website, and they have a buy, like a shop section. But when you click on the patterns, they take you to Amazon. So because the company is not really fully active right now, how do I put it? So it's being owned by another company. I don't know what they're going to do with the brand, but all the sales directly from the website have been redirected to Amazon, your local Amazon. So just go to the website, click on their products, and they should take you to a listing on your local Amazon. Excellent. So I'm going to pick a color here. Okay, sorry, my throat is playing up a little bit. And tomorrow, Thursday, I'm covering a couple of classes, so quite an early start. I have to get up at around 5:30. I know, I asked for it. I try to be helpful, when people need covers. I try to be generous with my time because it's important to have all the classes, active for the members. So I'm gonna pick this color. I've got a part here, so I'm gonna just start from this point here. All right. Oh dear. Interesting. Look at my chart here. I've got two different colors having very similar symbols. I'm going to change that because it's going to be very confusing. So this one I'm picking up is actually 10 stitches, whereas the other ones are not. Ooh, very confusing. So let me open. If you don't know how to do it, I'm going to show it to you. I'm doing it right now for my own chart. So on Saga, if you have two symbols very similar to each other or identical, you can change it by opening up the thread list here. And then just tap on the icon on the left there to open up. And on the symbol, which is second from the left, just give it a tap and you can change it to whatever you want. So I'm going to choose one that's totally different so I don't get confused. It happens sometimes when you import charts from Saga into Saga. They kind of, change the symbols a little bit. So here we go. Let me pick this one up, which is a 3-strand. Let me just double check. Yes, it's 3-strand, 10 stitches just for this section. So I'm going to move it up here a little bit. Hi, Cedric. Yes, Cedric is here watching every move I make. Great to see you. And yes, I'll try not to make mistakes. I don't want to keep Cedric too busy today. So let me just pick, and I'm going to have my laying tool ready there. My DIY laying tool. So, Daria, hello, great to see you. Let me thread this 3 strands. So this one is 10 stitches with 3 strands. So the various combinations of stitches. 10 full cross, different number of strands. Some of them have blend colors. This one's literally air stitching. I'm starting with air stitching because this one is so close to the color of the fabric. Can you see that? Can you even see the stitches? I can hardly see them. Yes. And today I posted Oreo's photos on our Facebook group. I thought it was about time. For a while I was a little bit two-minded about it because I didn't want to get too attached to Oreo, and also there's one more tabby that's been coming to my garden. I don't want to be too attached to them just in case they just disappear from my life. But we have become such good friends. I just thought, and I talk about them all the time, so I thought it's about time that I introduce them to you. And the tabby, I'm gonna take some photos. The tabby doesn't come as often, but Oreo has been coming to see me daily. Susan says, lovely looking cat. I know, she's very handsome. And have you noticed that triangle on her chest? It reminds me of Zelda, the Triforce. I think she's probably a Zelda fan. And I kept saying he because Oreo looks almost identical to one of my cats that I had before a couple of years ago, Frankie, and he was a boy. So, they look so similar that I kept referring to Oreo as a boy. I think it's a female cat. I could be wrong. I have been wrong before. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. And I am going to, there's no neighboring stitches. I can pop my thread, so I am going to end it. I'm going to just pick one of the stitches and end it. It's almost invisible, these stitches. Invisible stitch. And let me just check. And let me have a look. So the chat is a little bit, let me just make sure that I get the chat here. It's just today is, the connection seems to be stable. It's just there seems to be a little bit more delay between you and me. So be patient. I'll try to be patient as well. So I am going to mark these stitches. 746, 746. Lindsay Yogi, does Mr. Yogi like you having 4 cats? We don't have 4 cats each. We have the 4 cats together. And but I have to make, I have to put a disclaimer there, because Oreo and the other tabby cat, I'm pretty sure they're from another household. I don't think they're stray cats. So they're not really my cats. I like to think that they're mine because, Oreo's just so affectionate, and, I just feel like I've known her all my life. So, but I'm fully aware they're not really my cats. And Lily is kind of a guest right now. Lily's free to go wherever he wants. If one day Lily wants to just, pack his bag and go somewhere else, he could. So I'm just a guardian in the meantime. So that's who I am. And Laura says, does Dolly like Oreo and chocolate? Well, they seem to be getting along a little bit better. Maybe that's a slight exaggeration. I should say they're less wary of each other. They seem to be a little bit more relaxed amongst each other, because in the very beginning they were hissing at each other, and Dolly were literally just trying to, attack Oreo. Being more territorial, but now they can kind of, sleeping in the same room, like the pictures you saw with Oreo. Oreo was on the sofa, and Dolly was opposite me on a sort of, her favorite spot, looking at the window. There's another sleeping spot for her. So they're able to be in the same room without wanting to attack each other, which I think is, one step toward this right direction. So the next one I'm going to stitch is 648, and this is a regular cross stitch. 648. It takes a little bit of time, and I think Lily is kind of mellow slightly as well. Occasionally Lily would still go to Dolly and just stare at her. It's like trying to intimidate her, I think it's Lily's nature. Lily's very, very territorial and quite bossy. He's used to kind of dominating the neighborhood, I think. So, he's learning to share the space with Dolly, even though he's the guest. So there you go. It takes time. Hello, Joyce. Great to see you. And let me know where you're stitching on. Working on today. So I am going to do full crosses, a few full crosses here. Let's have a look. And whenever possible, I try to do Danish stitches, but it's not always possible. I used to be a lot more strict in terms of, how I do crosses, learning from dimensions, instructions. But since I started stitching full coverage, I have become a lot more sort of casual and relaxed about how I do my crosses. So let me cut this bit. And when I get to Maggie's head, there's going to be a lot of sweet hen. And tomorrow I am going to post a couple of photos I snapped today of Lily. It's about time, isn't it? Because I kept talking about Lily. You'll probably imagine him as some sort of monstrous looking cat. This bullies everybody. He's actually quite sweet, but he's quite bossy. Okay. So I'm gonna post a couple of pictures tomorrow on the Facebook group. Joy says, I'm stitching on my new home, new start. I started yesterday. I'm trying to remember what, did you tell me, did you mention which project you started yesterday? Yesterday, I was so engrossed in all the past threads. I don't remember anything. So for lighter colors, I try, you know, the best I can to keep the strands lined up by using the tool here. But sometimes I'm feeling a little bit lazy. See if I can do it for this leg as well. Hi, Janine. What are you stitching today, Janine? Beautiful. I'm going to do it this way. And I'll probably need to top up my DMC floss very soon. I've got quite a few colors. They're running short. And also, you know, yesterday when I was trying to stitch number 19, I no longer have number 19. So I need to do something about that. Janine is working on Cosmo Cat. I managed to get it into Saga and learning that program. Yes, I think you will like it. It would take some time, but you know, you don't need to know everything at the same, you know, in one go. I learn bit by bit. I only try to learn bits that I need, and that's probably the best way to learn it. You know, you just kind of need to know basis. You just try to pick up enough knowledge that you can use it, and you can, you know, pick up new features as you go. Because some features you probably never need to use them, so it's not necessary to know everything at the same time. Joyce is working on Stitches So Beautiful. Oh, wow. So, Joyce, is it your new start? And which piece are you going to be doing on our marathon on Saturday, which is coming this Saturday, guys? So, Joyce is doing stitching, started a new piece from Stitches So Beautiful. She Smiles Flowers by Ida Rose Joseph. Jose Rosa. Is it Jose Rosa? Jose Rosa? Yes. I'd love to see what that looks like. Nikki says, Yogi, have you tried this Discord? It's so much better than Facebook. Susan, this Discord, so fun. Is it the one that you can say stuff? You can actually have speech. Everybody can talk. Oh, that's probably too chaotic for me. I know a lot of gamers do that, and really happy that you're having fun with Suzanne's live stream. No, I have heard of Discord. I think it's probably too much for me. I think I'm gonna have sort of information overload. I can barely, handle the chat, the YouTube chat. Sounds stitching. Hello. She says, hello, everyone. It was finally able to pop in at work. Oh, nice. So reporting from work club. And let me do this one over here. Really light colors to start with. Not bad. Normally I start with like 310 and stuff, but I'm just trying to stitch in order here. Let me see. Maybe I can park it somewhere, or maybe not. No, I'm not going to park. I'm going to end it. Uh, 648. 648. Let me take a sip of my coffee. And I think, let me just check my chat window here. It's broken. Here we go. And I really enjoyed the method I was doing yesterday. I know it looks a little bit messy, but to be honest, ultimately I was parking and doing mini cross country, and it was really fun. And I didn't do too badly with the stitches. I did, trying to remember, 240 something stitches, which is great. Janine says, so I haven't watched it yet. But did you lose your mind doing a messy way yesterday? No, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it because, obviously it was, slightly for the visual effect that I messed up the way I part my thread, with the dangling bits. But ultimately, it was a very relaxing way of stitching, and I didn't find it confusing at all, because ultimately I was just parking, and I went and watched Blue Sue stitch showrooms. This is just so, I have to remember it. The tutorial Ellen posted, and I had to follow. Well, obviously the speech was in Korean, so I had to watch kind of strange AI interpretation of what she said. But from what I gathered, it's a very workable method. So I think I'm going to do more of it for sure. Alison says, I'm not sure what piece to start on Saturday. I have 3 stitches, so beautiful charts and the fabric. I also have an amazing pattern created for me by Rachel. Oh, right. It's like commissioned. And was hoping fabric will be here today. I'll post on FB. Definitely, yes. Well, you have 3 pieces. Throw a dart. If you love them all, it probably doesn't matter which one you start, because I have a feeling you're probably going to start all of them at some point. So just pick one. Just pick one. And I'm really excited for my new start there. Oh, it's going to be epic. It's so beautiful. And for those of you who have not heard about it yet, we are having a marathon this coming Saturday on the 16th. It has become the tradition of this channel. All right, I'm going to end this one right here. I'll try not to park with this one because I'd like to be able to move in a way that is not dictated by path threads. That's looking good. Hi, is this Sonia? Hello. Sonia says, hello everyone, tomorrow we have a holiday in Germany. Hurrah. Oh, like a day off tomorrow. So does that mean, so what happens, tomorrow is Thursday, right? So does that mean you still have to go back to work on Friday? Or is it going to be like a long weekend? Wouldn't that be nice? And I'm going to try to complete this little wheel here for the sewing machine. It's quite nice. B5 200. B5 200. Interesting. Do I have it? Yes, I do. Well, it doesn't come up very frequently. Look, B5 200, which is a color, clearly. It's quite white, actually. It's actually more white than white, because white is a little bit yellowy. Blanc is a little bit yellowy. It's slightly creamy. And B5 200 is pure white. Is it the whitest? B5 200. It doesn't come up that frequently, so I never really paid attention. Here we go. I think there's going to be a lot of B5 200 for Maggie. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more for white stitches because you literally can't see it. And this is full cross, 2 strand. Just to prove that I'm actually stitching. And maybe row the second stitch, second leg. Badell says, regarding the marathon on Saturday, do you have to start a new project or can I stitch on my ongoing project? Yes, if you already have Stitches So Beautiful's project, of course, you can just continue to stitch it. But if you're about to start it, you can start together with me. It's up to you. So any pattern by Stitches So Beautiful, it doesn't matter if it's ongoing already, you're welcome to join in. Oh, Lily, hello. Yes, you can't miss Lily, can you? If he's in the room, you can hear him. Hello, baby, what's going on? You had your supper? You had a nap? What's up? You're just bored? Oh, Lily's very demanding. He's like, now. I need attention now. Joy says, I'll be working on She Smiles Flowers on the marathon. It's on 14 counts, really? So is it a regular size piece, it's going to be quite big in that case. 14 counts. Well, that's good to know, because I thought Joyce has given up 14 counts on Ada, you know, referring to the boat incident. I mean, Joyce got a piece of Ada that was so stiff that she couldn't stitch on it. So she did some sort of origami and turned into a boat. So I think that, you know, that's probably the boat that Joyce is sailing on nowadays. 2, 3 stitches, and then 4 stitches. Jackie Turner says, I'm so excited I can join on Saturday, or is it for the private group? No, it's for everybody. It's for everybody. Our marathons are always for everybody. Janine says, are you going to give us a yoga lessons on Saturday? Well, we'll probably have a couple of yoga breaks. For sure. It's part of our tradition for our marathons. We have loo break, snack breaks, or you can have a nap as well. But we also do yoga. Especially for you. Crafty Tabby Cat says, hello everyone. Hope every is doing well, ready for Saturday. Yes, Crafty, are you joining for the new start as well? And I'll be totally honest with you, I have not decided where on the pattern I'm going to be starting. I'll probably do make a spontaneous decision the day before. Three stitches from here. Hi, Rose Jackson. Great to see you, reporting from work club. Chelsea says, I'll be sneaking through the back door. Yesterday. Do you mean Saturday? Chelsea says, I don't have a hoop ready for a new project. Oh. Yes, we have back door. Maybe a cat flap will be unlocked as well. Nikki says, washing stiff Ada does wonders. Yes, I know. That's what I said. Instead of suffering, getting finger injuries like you did, just wash later. There you go. And there's going to be one more here. Joy says this one is a nice Zweger Ada. Size is 290 by 400. Okay, so it's not too bad. It's not huge. I mean, 400. So it's a portrait, is it? Portrait size. So 400 high and 300 pretty much cross. It's not small, but 136 colors. So sounds like it's a max color. Or is it? Is it regular? Maybe it's regular color. Because their definition is slightly different from Heaven and Earth. because they're minis. They can have they have mini pieces as well, but the colors are not that mini. Like the one I was stitching yesterday, it's a mini piece, but the colors over, I think it was 110 colors. So I think they don't have a hard and fast rules for in terms of, you know, how many colors. I think they just chart them according to what the piece needs. Which I think is probably makes more sense. Laura says, I'm going to start North American Wildlife on Saturday. Is it by Stitch is So Beautiful? Wow, American Wildlife. What about kitties? Are they considered wildlife? So I think I'm sort of moving to, into Maggie's body somewhere there. I can see a lot of white stitches kind of emerging. So I am going to just stitch until I run out of this thread. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Janine says, I have to work Saturday. We'll miss most of it, but I'll try to pop in now and then. Yes, this is what Janine does all the time. You know, she will go, well, Yogi, are you doing yoga breaks? Oh, that'll be nice, wouldn't it? And then she can't be there. So she's asking on everybody else's behalf. But we will be doing yoga. Joy says, washing didn't do anything for my AliExpress Ada. The origami was after washing. No way, really? It was that stiff after washing. So it was from AliExpress. Did they have a brand so we can all avoid it? I think if you get, you know, DMC Ada, it's like this. It's really soft and but structure at the same time, but not structure because it's heavily starched. You know, the fabric is quite robust, but soft at the same time. And I have come across slightly more stiff Ada before, but not to the point that I wanted to fold it into a boat and sail away. Oh, that's hardcore. So even washing is not softening. It's not the starch then. So it's stiff because it's just stiff. Are you sure you didn't get a piece of cardboard by chance, by mistake? I don't think it was meant to be stitched. Daria says, I'll be having lots of Nana names in preparation. What's Nana names? We're 10 hours in front of you. So, oh, what? It'll be 11 p.m. Oh, starting time. It's your 11 p.m. So you probably need to do a little bit of, you know, preparation, a little bit of a nap during the day. I know time zone sucks, doesn't it? But hopefully, because we're going to be doing at least 10 hours, you know, throughout. So hopefully, wherever you are on a different time zone, we'll be able to catch at least part of it. And also special awards are going to be given for people who are going to be there for 10 hours with me. Well, or maybe even 11 hours, who knows? Let's see how it goes. Because on Friday, Fridays now, I have a very vigorous teaching day. Okay, I've got classes in the morning, triple and double in the evening, and whatever else I have to do. So hopefully on Saturday, I'll be able to, be totally ready. If I fall asleep, then just wake me up. This is air stitching, guys. If you don't know what air stitching is, this is it. The pinnacle of air stitching right here. It's like playing air guitar. You look like you're just pretending to play guitar. Nikki says, Joyce, I threw mine in a wash machine and the machine dry with a softener. Oh, so you have to put softener. But normally, if you just give it a very gentle rinse, just remove the starch, it should be softened. Unless the fabric itself is really, really stiff. And there's probably not much you can do with that. But that's that's pretty hardcore. All right, I am going to part this right here. So Joyce is contemplating framing the new start already. Joyce says, I need a portrait position piece for a tall, narrow wall in my staircase. So Joyce, how long do you reckon you're going to finish it? Oh, hello, babes. Lily, you're very vocal. I know you have a lot to say. Okay, so I've got one more pass thread. I'm going to just work through all my pass thread to start with. So how long do you reckon it's going to be finished if you're already reserving the wall space for it? Janine says, I can pretend to do yoga as I'm listening. You can always do some internal stretches, working from the inside. Hey, Lily. Hello. What's up? You okay, babe? What do you need? Oh. I think Lily wants to go out from the window. Let me just go and open the window before, he attacks me. Hang on a second. It's not easy. I'm risking my life here and taking care of this little cat. I'll be right back. And now he's just lying on the floor, not moving. Susan says double chocolate time. Oh, do you mean for marathon? Yes, we're going to have multiple chocolate time, I think. It's going to be jam-packed, action-packed throughout the day. But Janine, you can definitely do that, because if you think about what yoga is just breathing. So if you're breathing, you're doing yoga. So keep breathing, Chinny. Lynn says, Yogi, does it tell you on Maggie what color to backstitch? Yes, it does. So Saga actually captures all the backstitching. I don't know if Pattern Keeper can do it yet. I think it was I heard about maybe they're gonna make it add the capability of that, but I'm not sure. But with Saga, it picks up all the backstitches and different types of stitches as well, so it's quite handy. And if you tap on the back stitches, it tells you what colors it is and what type of stitches they are. So I'm kind of thinking, because Saga is developed by Russian developers, and also Paradise as well, and both of them, I think Paradise you can track back stitching as well. So I'm just wondering whether maybe stitching patterns with more different sort of various embroidery stitches, those type of patterns may be more popular over there. I'm just thinking, because obviously it's very much part of their consideration when they build the app. Because Pattern Keepers pretty much see that as a kind of a bonus thing. They're not that bothered. Because majority of people who stitch full coverage here, they don't. Oh dear, have I? Oh my goodness, I just noticed I've done this entire. Oh, what's happening here then? Guys, if you're stitching this piece, help me out here. So I'm going to show you what's happening on my app here. Look at this. So the white blocks in the middle, let me tap on it and see what happens. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm so confused. These are done, but it's pure white. I thought there were no symbols. Oh, no. It's okay. It's okay. Because for a moment, I thought there was some sort of glitches on the chart. The symbols disappear, but actually they're just white. Because I've got the symbols turned off once you've stitched mailer stitches. No. It's all good. It's all good. It was me. So let me have a look. I think I probably have done this row. Oh no, it's correct. It's correct. I am so confused with this. What is the color I'm stitching on? I'm stitching on this one. I'm stitching on this one. This is very confusing. But okay, now I can see the confusion, because I'm just looking at the row below, thinking that maybe I made mistakes. No, I'm good. I'm good. So I think this is one of the occasions I think turning on symbols would be a good idea, but never mind. Because it just looks blank. Okay, so all good, all good. Laura says Lily needs an emoji. Yes. No, I don't want to encourage Lily. I think Lily thinks he's the king of the world as it is. If I give him an emoji as well, he's going to take over the world. Tracy says, sounds like Lily wants cuddles. You know, Lily is actually really, really sweet to me. For a stray cat, I believe Lily has never been anybody's cat. For a stray cat to be so trusting of a human being, I do feel special. And he's really nice to Mr. Yogi as well, even though he knew me first. And so he recognizes we are caretakers. We can, we're nice to him. But he's so aggressive to other cats, like all cats. Even though he's the guest here, but he would try to intimidate Dolly and Oreo and everybody. And all the neighboring cats as well. It's not unusual that I hear him kind of just, having some sort of battle with some local cats. And tomorrow I'm going to show you photos of him. He's got a lot of battle scars around his nose and everything. So hopefully, he's going to settle down a little bit more and stop fighting with people. Seriously. He's so aggressive. But he's so sweet to me as well. So, And yes, Tracy, so Lily does let me hug him. But you can tell he's not totally relaxed just yet. Joy says, I always think I can finish New Start within a week or two. Yes, we like that. We like the optimism. Okay, so I am going to try to complete this area a little bit more before I move on to Lily's head, which is just right here, literally just right here next to the sewing machine here. So I'm going to do a little bit of 739, which is a straightforward cross, full cross. 739. Sanya says maybe Lily was an opera singer in his last life. Well, definitely, because not many cats are so vocal. He will literally make noises when he's happy, not happy, or just about to take a nap. He's got a habit of just making all sorts of noises. So, yes, I can totally understand why my poor neighbors, they kind of go, well, can you do something about this cat? Even though he's not really my cat. But they're just losing their will to live. This Lily will literally make noises, day and night. Hi, Gayla. Susan says, you just call Maggie Lily. Did I? Did I do that? Did I? Did I call Maggie Lily? Oh, yes, you can tell I have Lily on my mind. Samantha, great to see you. Samantha says, hello, getting some stitches in on love letters, almost 3%. Well done. What a beautiful piece that is. Well, someone suggested that Amy Stewart should do a pattern, an illustration of the interior of the chocolate shop, and I'm totally for it. I would love to know, because on the love letters chocolate shop, which is Amy Stewart piece, you can see a little bit of the chocolate shop, but it's quite, slightly fuzzy, and you can see there are chocolates on the shelf. But I would love a piece that has the interior of the shop. That would be very nice. I love to stitch chocolate. Lynn says, Yogi, my guinea pig makes noises when I go in the room. What sort of noises do they make then, guinea pigs? Is it very similar to like mice? I don't know. I've never had a guinea pig. I never had anything other than a cat or a dog. All right. That's looking very nice. Lovely. And I think I'm going to move toward the right side where Maggie's head is. I did almost... Yes, Susan, I think you're correct. I was about to say, I'm going to move over here for Maggie's face, but I nearly said Lily. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. These cats are just taking over me and Mr. Yogi's life. And Laura's got tons of cats, right? Even with 4 cats, the consumption of cat food is just skyrocketing. So I can't imagine with Laura's, probably 18 cats now, right? Because one little Scampy passed away, short while ago, and rest in peace, little Scampy. But with, 18 cats, I don't know how you manage. I really don't. Just, I just feel like I'm constantly feeding them. It's just like they come in different times. Oh dear. Samantha says it's like weep sound. Oh, guinea pigs. High pitch. Oh, right. So it's a little bit like rats. I don't know. Not that I'm familiar with rats, but let me mark these ones. And I'm going to move up here. It's officially Lily's head. So I'm going to just stitch in order here. Let me just have a look. Yes. Lily's right here. Not Lily. Oh my God. Maggie. Maggie's right here. Not Lily. Lily, you're taking over my life. Lynn says he squeaks when I go in the fridge. He's very clever. Well, dear. So, yes, maybe the guinea pig is waiting for some sort of, snacky treats from the fridge. Let's have a look. All right then. Oh, there's a little bit of a nice brown stitches here. Very nice. And straightforward cross stitches as well. Lovely. This is what I need. Okay, 898, 898. I'm ready. So I'm going to start here. So this is just cross stitch, I think. 2 strands. I think Max, the other piece, has got more 10 stitches. Starting from the center, I found myself doing a lot of 10 stitches. Whereas this piece has got more sort of different combination. I know, busy mom. Lily's taken over my brain. Samantha says, I had a guinea pig before. They associated you with food. So if they see you open a fridge, mess with plastic bags, they make those squeaks. They're so clever, don't they? I think all animals probably associate us with food. You know, humans like to think, oh, they just love us so much. But without feeding them, there's no relationship, I don't think. So this one has got 3 crossover to the other side. I know, Lily, I've been worrying about Lily for months now, since he reappeared in my life and just insisting on coming into the house. And I've been, you know, trying out different strategies. And nothing's working until now. Now he's free to do whatever he wants. Now he's happier. Susan says, Lily the Messmaker. I know. I think it's the Lily, the vocalist, the most vocal cat in the world. Serena, hello. Good evening. Are you stitching right now, or you're getting ready to go to bed? Serena's got early night. Rachel says, cats pick their owners, they decide, and eventually the people come around. It's so true. You know, you guys have been with me throughout the struggle with Lily for over a month. You know, I told you guys that I'm not going to engage with him because, you know, hopefully he's going to just move on. And I struggle every day. You heard him cry outside the window. He just does not give up. He does not give up. And, you know, when they're determined that they want to be your cat, they do not give up. They do not give up. And, yeah, they definitely pick you because, it's, you know, if it was my choice, I would put Dolly first, and I would go, well, it doesn't, you know, it's not sensible to have someone as bossy as Lily, but do I have choice? No. I have no say in it. And I can see now he's happier, even though he still made noises. Not as much, because now he can just come in. He doesn't have to cry outside the window. I know, it was futile. Whatever I tried, I was so stupid and so silly thinking that I could fight the system. No, you cannot say no to a cat. It just doesn't work. You know, find the ways to change your mind. Rachel says, just got back from the run. I did 3.5 miles. That's like 5K, isn't it? Well done. I do miss running though. I still occasionally run now, since I injured my right knee, but I normally do it on treadmill. And when I do it on treadmill, because the treadmill has got a little bit more give on the surface, on the surfaces, comparing to pounding the pavement, which I think, probably because the way I run, we all pick up like bad habits. So my right knee just went. And but when I run on treadmill, I run barefoot. So I like to be barefoot, and I find I can connect with the ground a lot better when I don't wear shoes. So normally gyms wouldn't let you do that for health and safety, but because I'm a teacher, so they let me do it. But normally they want you to wear shoes and everything, just in case you're injured. You're not going to sue them or anything. But I just find running on, barefoot is a lot safer for me because I can gauge the surfaces and the speed and everything. Serena says, I'm still stitching, a few days off now, but I'm getting ready tired. I'm really tired now. Yes, it's bedtime, isn't it? If you have your routine normally. But that's probably good because, I almost don't have routines because I teach at different time. So I think I train my body to be adaptable on different days, different schedule. Tomorrow, for instance, I'm covering someone's classes, so I have to get up at around 5:30, about 5:30. And I'm okay with that because my body is kind of used to, if I have to get up, I get up. And whenever I can, I try to take a power nap in between. So if I teach in the morning and the afternoon, or, there's a gap in between, I can just, sit down and curl up and take a nap. No problem. My body is just, just trying to grab any opportunity to have a nap. And if I have an even very short nap, like even just half an hour in between, I felt like a new person. So Rachel says, Cody was my neighbor's cat, and they didn't want anymore, and they kept coming over visiting me. I started feeding him. He slept on my porch. After 6 months, he came in. I suspect, I have no idea about the situation with Oreo and the tabby, the chocolate. Or currently, temporary name is chocolate. I'm not quite settled with that yet, but it's a beautiful tabby. I'll try to show you the photos. And I don't know what's going on with those two because, you've seen the photo of Oreo. She was on my sofa, totally comfortable. Even though I technically only have known Oreo maybe a month or 6 weeks, something like that. But she's behaving, and the other cat, Chocolate as well, they behave like they were my cat, even though I'm pretty sure they go home to someone else's house. I don't know whether they're thinking about moving. Does that happen? From the sound of it, from Rachel's example, if they're, for whatever reason, I'm not saying, well, I don't think that the current place is treating them, you probably don't need to mistreat them for them to want to move forward. Maybe cats, their instinct is to find the real mummy or daddy, right? The real home. So wherever they are, they're being adopted for whatever reason. If it's not right for them, they will try to find a way to find the right one. They really do. I think cats, they just instinctively know what is right for them, and they do not compromise. If they don't feel, happy where they are, they probably will move. So I don't know what's going on with Oreo and Chocolate. I don't know whether they're just, thinking about moving forward. It's just that they're so comfortable. Instantly, they connected with me and Miss Yogi. They just, because sometimes they may be slightly wary for a little bit and then gradually, become more comfortable. No, they're from the beginning. It's almost like they're arriving home. The first time I saw them, I actually met Oreo first. Oreo just turned up, and as soon as our eyes met, she just came over and let me pet her. And I thought, well, what a friendly cat. And then she just proceeded to come in, and I thought, well, if you're hungry, I'll give you some food. And from then on, I've been seeing Oreo every day. Chocolate doesn't come over every day, maybe every other day. But Oreo, I see her every day, and she just looks so comfortable, like not a doubt in the world, and just lounge around the sofa, let me hug her, which is a very vulnerable position to be in. And she's just totally not worried. And Rachel has been having the cat 13 years now. He's 15. That's a beautiful story. I think it's probably one of those examples. The cats just have their own idea on where their homes, where their, mummy or daddy is. You can't force them. There's no amount of bribing you can do to make a cat yours. If they don't want to be with you, forget it. Rachel says, I like to run outside if I can. If it's too so hot in the summer and cold in the winter, I can only run outside for 4 to 5 months a year. Right. Yes, you can do combination of both. I mean, treadmill is kind of hit and miss because some people think it's not healthy running on treadmill. But the thing is, the pavement, not everybody's running on pavement. It could be a combination of, maybe soil if you run in the park or lawn, which can be quite soft. It's actually not great for the feet, particularly if you're wearing shoes. Because when you're wearing shoes with that much padding, all the running shoes, they give you like whatever gel cushions, whatever cushion. Actually, it makes your feet blind because your feet are not recognizing what surfaces you're running on. So your body cannot readjust for that. You're just running the same way. And a lot of people kind of build up bad habits, or the body has to compensate for the cushioning. So you end up getting injured. So I think running barefoot is probably the best. But it's not always possible on the outside. So. Michelle, hello. Sonia says running shoes get thicker and thicker, but I don't think it's really that healthy. Exactly. As I just said, they come up with all sorts of idea to mask the sensation for your feet, and trying to, cheat the way through, make your feet think that you're running on the same surfaces all the time, which is not true. So your feet, your body never learns to adjust, really, because of that much cushioning. And I do know there are some runners, like hardcore runners, they try to run either barefoot or they have shoes that simulate barefoot. But I have tried one brand, I can't remember what that brand called now. It's impossible. It was impossible for my feet to adapt to it. So it didn't work for me. Serena says, I wish I could do that. Oh, regarding power naps. Yes, I think it took me a while to learn how to power nap as well, because, I was always told that, napping is for losers. It's almost like you have not slept well, or maybe you're weak, therefore you need to nap. No, not at all. Your body is telling you, when you need to take a nap. If you're feeling sleepy, you go to bed. Doesn't matter what time of the day. If you could, not when you're driving, okay? Disclaimer. But your body is your guide. And particularly since I started teaching yoga, my routine or lack of routine sometimes means that I don't always get to sleep the right amount. So I have learned to nap in between. You have to train your body to do that. If you just do it occasionally, you probably feel like, really sluggish, feeling like you have not, slept properly. But now, even just half an hour, I felt totally fresh. Oh, I see. Rachel says, so Cody was being neglected, kicked out of the house. Oh, no. Yes, that's not good. But I have heard cats that even when they're properly, they're treated quite well, they still move if they want to. I remember seeing watching this documentary. It was made quite a few years ago. I watched, and they put trackers on cats in a very small village and try to track where they go, what they do throughout the day. And they observed this cat going to a neighbor's house down a couple blocks every single day. And the neighbors didn't know whether the cat was a stray cat or someone else's cat. They started to interact with the cat, give the cat food and everything. And lo and behold, the cat literally just moved over. But the original owner, I don't think they're mistreating the cat in any way. They just thought the cat kind of just spending less and less time at home and eventually went missing. And later on they realized the cat wasn't very far away, only, a few doors down, a couple blocks down, and became someone else's cat with a new identity and a new life. So I hope Dolly's not going to do that. I'm going to be very sad. Sidri says maybe Button is a better name for chocolate, Yogi. Do you think? How about Giant Button? Yes, but the thing is, chocolate, Little Tabby, is actually quite small. So in terms of the frame, Oreo is actually quite big as a cat. Kind of medium size, sort of medium sized dog kind of size. And Chocolate is smaller. I think both of them are very young. They probably just come out of, kittenhood. So maybe like 1 year or something. You can kind of tell. Sonia says, I once had a cat that moved to the lady new next door. At that time, I had small kids. I guess they didn't like the running and screaming. Oh, so you had a child and the cat just decided to move next door. Yes, for some peace and quiet. It's entirely possible. Cats like to have their own space, and if they're constantly, not intentionally, for maybe by kids sometimes don't always know how to handle cats. They might try to grab them, try to force them, for a hug. Cats don't like that. So some cats might just decide it's time to move on. It's possible, yes. Janine says, I'm never barefoot unless I'm in the shower or sleeping. Yes, my feet are way too sensitive and I need shoes. My husband used to laugh at me because I would never take my shoes off when I'm at home. Oh, interesting. Maybe this explains why some of my students refuse to take off their socks. Because normally you practice yoga barefoot, and it's better for the feet And also it's more connected, you know, on a mat and more grip. And I have students, they just never want to go barefoot. Maybe they just have sensitive feet or cold feet for whatever reason. Because it's a little bit slippery if you wear socks on a mat. Maybe that's you, Ginny. I love being barefoot. I just cannot wait to take my shoes off. If I go to the studio, as soon as I get to, even not inside the studio, even in the corridor, I go to the dressing room, take off my shoes, and, you know, and that's it. I'm barefoot. And I don't know how I managed to work in the office, you know, for so long. I was working in the office probably solidly for 10 years. I was wearing high heels, guys. I was wearing high heels. And, you know, I'm dressed like someone works in the office. And I managed to do that. It's crazy. And I was on London Underground every day, trying to fight through the people, crying every morning because I'm claustrophobic. And but fighting my way to work every single day, and I did that for a long time. I don't know how I managed. This bit is so nice. I love this color. It's like chocolate color, and also here's the whole block down all the way here, and it's just full cross as well. So nice to stitch. It's like eating chocolate. Janine says, I can't nap either. I'm sure you can. Because some people feel guilty if they take a nap. They feel like, oh, I haven't been productive during the day. I've been sleeping. But no, I think, you know, but I suppose you probably can't do that if you work in office, right? You can't just start sleeping at 3 o'clock. No. So I understand. But power nap is great. I love it. Joy says, I think Lily spread a word in the neighborhood about your place. I actually don't think that's not true. I think that's probably the case. I don't know how they do it. I bet they communicate with other cats, just like my squirrels. Because my squirrels, originally, I had 1 or 2. First of all, one, okay, the boss. And you can always tell it's the boss because, you know, he's just so familiar with me and fearless as well. But gradually, there will be other squirrels coming through as well. But I think they definitely spread the messages and go, hey, there's a squirrel lady. And down the block there, she's got a lot of nice nuts. And she's afraid of being judged. So if you just stare at her, you know, like, oh, do you not have nuts today? And she will produce nuts very quickly. You know. Joyce is calling the cat Montezuma. Monty. I like Monty actually, but it's a lady cat. So Monty sounds a bit butch. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna get complaints. Busy Mom says, I can't nap either. It's a skill. You have to learn it, seriously. Power nap has to be practiced. First of all, it has to suit your lifestyle. Like I said, if you're working 9 to 5 hours, it's probably harder for you to practice power nap. But if you're someone like me, who's got irregular routine, right? Literally no routine. And power nap is a powerful tool. Because, you know, if I have to get up really early in the morning, I'm not worried. A lot of times, if you start to think about, oh, you know, I have to get up so early tomorrow morning, I can't go to sleep, you know, early enough, I'm going to be in trouble. If you get into that kind of mindset, you start to get restless and you don't get quality sleep. You probably have problem getting to sleep as well. But if you know how to power nap, like tomorrow, I'm going to get up at 5:30. I might sit here till like, you know, 12 o'clock or something. I'm not worried. You know, even if I just get 3 hours sleep, it's fine. Because after the classes, when I have a gap in between, I just take a power nap and it will top up my sleep. So it's a very, very useful tool, but you do have to practice it. You do have to practice it. So your body knows what to do with it. It doesn't happen overnight. Busy Mom says, it's the mat theirs because others use the mat. I have to keep my socks on too. No, I think if you practice yoga, you don't mind using the mat someone else's use. Some people bring their own mats. I used to bring my own mat with me as well because I have my favorite brands that I like. But and generally, they give you some sort of disinfectant that you can spray on top to clean it before storage. So, but I think if you go to a gym or a studio, you shouldn't worry about it. And a little bit of germs are good, busy mom, because it boosts your immune system. If you're overly protected, you probably get sick more often. Seriously. And I think the reason, I shouldn't brag about it, okay? Because as soon as I say it, I'm going to be down with something. But I'm just trying to explain because day to day, I'm exposed to a lot of, you know, God knows what, viruses, germs. I work in, you know, studios, a lot of people in and out. They take, you know, they go barefoot, they take showers there, etc. And also day-to-day basis, in very close proximity with people, maybe up to 100 people a day, and they may be carrying all sorts of things. But I'm rarely sick. I have to say, I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that maybe immune system is the key. First of all, I exercise, so that probably helps, and I eat relatively healthy. And also, I'm constantly exposed to different germs and viruses in small dosage. So I think it does, you know, build up your immune system and it's ready for all sorts of things. So I don't think you should be overly protective. You know, it's perfectly fine. And also, to be honest with you, I'll let you in something, okay? Which is, it's not going to sound very appetizing. When you go to studios, like yoga studio, particularly when you need to use a lot of props. So for in yoga, for instance, we use a lot of bolsters, you know, which is like a big cushion in a log shape. You've probably seen those. A lot of bolsters, a lot of blankets, okay? And you know, blocks are fine. Blocks, you don't use it too close to your face or whatever, but blankets and bolsters, a lot of times we have to hug into the bolsters and your face is on top of the bolsters, and also blanket as well. You cover yourself with blankets. I'll let you in something, okay? Okay, depends on the studios. I work for large studios, small studios, gyms, you know, different places. I have to say, a lot of them, they do not wash those props, okay? Maybe when they're worn off to a certain extent, they get thrown away and replaced. But place items like blankets, bolsters, even though they have covers, but a lot of studios, they don't even wash them. And they're being used by many, many people every day. So There you go. So a lot of, germs and whatever else, dust or God knows, they're probably on those items. But I don't see that as a problem because, you don't want to be overly protective of your body. The body needs to be challenged. That's including germs. It's okay to be exposed to dirt, to germs. You walk barefoot, no problem. My face is constantly on the floor doing yoga. Yeah, I'm fine. I don't want to brag about it. I shouldn't. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that, it does up your immune system. I'm going to take 2 strands of 898. So, so busy mom, go barefoot, okay? And rub your face on the mat, on the mat in the studio. It will keep you healthy, very healthy. And I'm probably used to it because, growing up dancing, the dance studios are not the cleanest places. People get, really sweaty. They have, rolling on the floor. I've been doing that since I was a kid, so I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Chelsea says, I can't do short naps. If I nap, it's for like 3 hours. Well, I think within 2 or 3 hours, if you have the luxury of doing that, that's a pretty nice length as well. I have had, longer ones, maybe a couple of hours if I'm lucky. But yeah, I think you need to train your body to be able to get up whenever it needs to, it needs to wake up. But knowing that you're able to grab a short nap whenever, when you have opportunity, so the body doesn't go into a panic mode. Remember, sometimes you probably have experienced that if you have a rough night sleeping, like if you couldn't sleep the night before, when you wake up in the morning having just slept for 3 hours, you feel gutted. You're stressed over it because you're going to be really tired later on. So your body's anticipating being tired and you're not going to have a good day. So if you know that you can just grab a nap later on, you're not worried. Amanda says, I wore Doc Marten boots even when I work in the office. Oh, that's well protected. Doc Marten boots. Yes. But I worked in very corporate environment, so we're expected to wear lady shoes, okay? Lady shoes. And I was killing my feet doing that without knowing. I thought it was being really fashionable, but no, I was slowly killing my feet. So now I'm free. I wear, trainers most of the time. Busy mom says, if I take a nap, I don't sleep at night, and I already don't sleep at night anyways. So that's what I meant about you need to give your body time to readjust to that. And that used to be me. If I ever fall asleep during the day, I can't sleep at night. But I think if your body's relaxed, because normally if you need a nap during the day, that's because your body's calling for it. Your body's going, I just need some sleep. So if you answer to your body and sleep, not for too long, if you could kind of time box it, and wake up an hour or two, and normally you have to wake up at some point anyway to do something else. So if you have a short nap, and how short it is up to you, but if you can grab like a couple of hours, I think it's totally great. But normally I have no trouble sleeping at night. because I'm just doing what my body needs, you know. I'm not oversleeping. Is it chocolate time, Susan? Yes, let me just do this row, finish this row. Badell says, a friend of mine lost their cat when they moved from village to the city. 5 months later, the cat suddenly go into the house like 5 kilometers from where they lost her. Yes, cats can find their way home. Sometimes I have heard some really sad stories as well. It's like, you know, people trying to get rid of their cats by just setting them free somewhere far away. And cats, they don't know. They thought maybe the family just, you know, went somewhere, like lost track of the kitty. And the kitties try to find their way home, even though the cat was abandoned. But the cat didn't know it. Now it's so sad. Susan says, you call Lily and he's a male cat. I know, because for the longest time I thought Lily was a female cat. Because Lily and me, we go back a long way. You know, I first met Lily, I think was probably a couple of years before COVID. And he was trying to be my cat then, but I thought it was a girl. So I started calling him Lily, and it kind of stuck. I tried to call him some other things, but it just didn't work. So he's Lily for me. And I didn't see him for nearly probably 2.5 years during COVID. I don't know where he went. And he came back from time to time. But recently, this time around, for some reason, he just decided he was going to stay. So yes, Lily is a female name, but he's answering to it. You know, he knows this is his name. Tracy says, Asley's foot scares me. That's too itchy. I haven't heard, well, I don't think it's that common over here. Probably because the temperature here doesn't really, you know, it's not too humid and it's not too cold. It's not too hot over here. I don't think it's that common in the UK, Asley. Maybe in the hotter weather. But to be honest, I'm walking barefoot in the studios all the time. No problems. Michelle says, I love naps. Now you're making me sleepy. Well, this is what happens. You know, normally when I start the stream, I go, hey, hi everyone, it's Yogi here. And normally I know the chat literally just starts snoring, okay? And all this chat that I'm looking at is actually all AI. I'm just chatting to myself. Everybody's actually taking a nap. Because it's so relaxing, right? Let me just finish this row and we have chocolate. And I'm stitching chocolate. This block literally looks like a block of chocolate. Amanda says, I work in a corporate environment too. I just refuse to wear heels and follow the dress code everywhere. I need to buy using their rules against them. Yes, I think the dress code, I think, is generally relatively relaxed for female, I have to say, because for guys, when I was working for quite corporate companies, a lot of times guys have to wear a tie. They don't have to put on a jacket, but they have to have a shirt and have a tie, and they can wear like a vest or something that is okay. But for female, to be honest, is relatively forgiving. Yes, you have to wear like proper shoes, but ladies can, play around with the clothing a little bit more. We don't have to wear ties and everything. But you're quite right. I mean, it sucks, doesn't it? It's like, glorified uniform that you have to wear. But I respected the fact that, I suppose you have to dress like what you're doing. So it's just the name of the game. All right, then, let's have a little bit of a chocolate. But to be honest, though, Amanda, I'm sure, I think most of the time for female, as long as you're not wearing something too revealing or too casual, I don't think we're allowed to wear jeans, no denim, and no trainers, no sports wear, that type of stuff. Other than that, anything you like, generally for girls. You can wear skirts, trousers, wear whatever you want. But to be honest, sometimes I ask myself, because I don't like the idea of dress code either. But if I were to, let's say, I'm a true crime fan. Let's say if I need a lawyer to defend me for whatever reason, and the lawyer is turning up in shorts and I don't know, a jumbo t-shirt, I'll probably get a little bit worried. I don't know if I'm going, I would trust the person as much. But it's just the way it is, Sometimes you have to dress your part. So what should I have today? I think I'm going to go for the buttons. Dun, dun, dun. Re-entry. The giant chocolate buttons. Delicious. And I still have plenty. I have not had that many. This is a new pack, though. And let me know where you're snacking. Join me on a snacky time. And literally, I just stitch a piece of chocolate here. Badell says, the cat was so thin and dirty after these months out. After she came home, she lived until she got 17 years. Oh, very nice. So Rachel's got athlete's foot for walking barefoot in a pool locker room. Never a problem, though. I'm in and out of that kind of environment all day long. Yes, Janine, great policy. It's much better not to fall asleep when you're cooking. That's not good. Rachel says, the worst uniform I ever have to wear involving skirt and hose with dress shoes. Oh dear. And hose as in stockings, like tights. And I was standing the entire time. I hate hose. Right, I'm guessing, were you working in a retail shop or anything like that? Yes, a lot of standing is actually quite hard. I mean, sitting down is quite hard as well all day long, but standing is even harder. One more piece. Delicious. Cheers. This pack is pretty good. Pretty much majority of them are intact. Because sometimes they kind of broke into pieces. Yum. I need my coffee. Amanda says most places I worked only require closed-toe shoes for women. Heels or flat were both acceptable. It took a little more for my boots to be accepted. Yes, I'm not sure if I was allowed to wear Doc Marten type of boots, but we weren't required to wear heels as such. I chose to do so, but But I think in theory, no one is going to tell me off for wearing flats. I mean, heels are so bad for your feet anyway. Susan is having Black Forest. Yes, I do have Black Forest as well. I still have quite a bit left. But today is a giant button day. Right, Rachel, so it was a retail shop. Yes, retail shop, you have to wear, you have to look presentable, but you have to be sensible with the shoes. Because if you're standing all day long, you don't want to kill your feet. Oh, the coffee is so good. But let me just have one more piece. I'm going to try not to stain my fabric, if I can help it. I know. Well, the problem with tights is, you get runs all the time, and you can't wear them anymore. I know. Samantha says, I'm eating some Oreo cookies. Oh, delicious Oreos. I rarely eat Oreos on their own, but I do like a bit of cookies and cream, chocolate. It's probably, not chocolate, ice cream. So it's probably my favorite flavors. When I'm feeling naughty, eating a little bit of ice cream. And Heather House says, I'm snacking on cheesiest. What is it? Oh, it's Canadian. Oh, guys, we're learning something every day. Cheesiest. So that's a name. Is it like a cheese crunchy thingy? True Canadian product. What is it? I need to know. And Joyce, what happened to you? Something stinky. Are you snacking, Joyce? Because it's mandatory. Mandatory. Yum. I'm back. I'm back. Yes, I'm ready. And the chocolate stitching continues. This is really nice to stitch. And Maggie's is down here. So I need to establish this bit first. I don't want to just jump, skip forward. Amanda says in the States, tights tends to be opaque, like little kids wear. The more sheer, open, often fresh tone type women wear to work are called hose. Oh, nylon or stocking. I think over here, tights are the ones that's got the toe bits. Stockings, no, the tights are, basically, you can wear all the way onto the waist area. Stockings are the ones you only pull all the way up to your thighs, and you have to clip the stockings onto your waist. I don't know what that's called. You know what I mean. And that sounds a little bit fiddly. I think tights are a little bit better. Not the sexiest item, in the as far as fashion goes, but it's a lot easier. And they can come in sheer colors or opaque, really thick ones. Like men in tights. Amanda says, I like Oreos only because they have no dairy and I can eat them. Most stores, oh, that's right. Yes. Oreo is actually vegan. Guys, do you know that? Yes, I remember when I first turned vegan, someone posted, you know, about Oreo. Because Oreo's got the creamy bits and you kind of assume maybe it's dairy, but no, it's not real cream, okay? So it's just accidental vegan. I don't think it's intentional. It's only vegan because they don't want to use real cream, so it's a synthetic cream. And same here, Amanda. I don't like the cream part of it. I like the look of it. You know, it's got white and black. But I always scrape the icing away because it's too sweet. I just like the chocolate biscuits part, the cookies. Amanda says, I love how words have slightly different meanings in different places. We mostly call stockings that come up are clipped to the garter belt. Yes, that's what it is. Stockings. So only up to the thighs. And otherwise, they're tights. Tights are the ones that you can pull all the way up. Slightly less sexy, okay? But it's more practical. Michelle, exactly what is cheesiest? We need to know, don't we? And also it's a mouthful. You know, I'm eating a bag of cheesiest. It's like it requires a lot of effort to just say it. Samantha says, I always get the double stuffed Oreos too. What is it? It's like double the filling in the middle. I only like the biscuit part. Ah, Chelsea's being really optimistic. Chelsea says, I love the cream in the Oreo when, you know, but it's not real cream. It's probably more like icing, really. And it's got some sort of artificial cream. Now I'm making it sound really appetizing. One, two. 1, 2. Oh, Amanda, are you about to start? So you've been sorting, have you? So Amanda is stitching this piece. Yes, go for it. Are you going to start from the center? The dimensions way. I have seen somebody started from upper left, which is very brave, because you're starting with upper left, that's wallpaper, and the wallpaper is actually not stitched. So you're starting with a few dots on the fabric. Ginny says, I love double stuffed Oreos. So is double stuffed Oreos just double the fillings? Can I have double biscuits? No fillings, just biscuits. Amanda, I think you should start from the center, the dimensions way. And Betty Hankins says, I only like the stuffing, crim middle. Well, you and me should team up. You can take care of the crim in the middle. I can eat the cookies. Perfect. Well, actually, it's not, I don't, if I do scrape it off, I leave a little bit because you still want a little bit of sweetness, right? You want a little bit of cream in the middle. So I just want it very, very thin. So literally, I just have a very thin layer on each side, and that's my perfect Oreo. Tracy says, do you mean cheesies? Cheesies. Oh, cheesies is slightly easier to say because I think snacks, they tend to want to have names that's slightly catchy and easy to say. I thought cheesiest is a little bit mouthful. I think cheesies make more sense. Michelle says, Michelle is collecting, food of the world, snacks of the world. Michelle says, I'll be going to Canada at the end of May. I might need to smuggle some cheesies back home. Yes, I think if you go to Michelle's house, open the cupboards, they're just snacks from all over the world and being smuggled by different people. That's so funny. Yes, to Canada of chocolate butter. You never know, Michelle. I'm not aware the chocolate butters are being exported in other countries, but you never know. It's worth researching. So it's cheesies. Okay, cheesy sounds better. More like a snack. Hey, Cassie. Cassie says, hi, everyone. It's been a while. Great to see you, Cassie. So Amanda is going to start from the center and work her way up to the left corner. But the thing is, Amanda, if you start from the middle, you might think you're going to move toward a certain direction, but as soon as you're starting to stitch, you might change your mind. You might just float to the other side because it just makes sense that way. I think just start from the center and see how it goes. You don't need to have a plan because you can just, slightly sort of grow the stitches outwards and just stitch whatever takes your fancy. Oh, did you do the masking tape? I was trying to remember how I learned that because I always, instead of sewing the edges of the fabric, I always use masking tape. I still have a few pieces that I have masking tape, and I only learned later on by other stitchers that it's actually a little bit naughty. But to be honest, it's so convenient. And also, if you don't have a sewing machine, it's one of the best options. And I do have pieces that have very old masking tape around it. And but you just remove the masking tape and replace them. It doesn't hurt the fabric. But now I'm trying to be a little bit more sophisticated and actually, sew the edges. This piece I haven't done actually. I'm cheating. But no masking tape either. So are you saying the instructions actually tell you to use masking tape? Maybe that's where I learned it from, because I can't remember who told me to do that. So I can always blame dimensions for that. Yes, it's a dimensions way. So it's cheesies. Oh, with Z. Interesting. That sounds very much like a snack. Yes. Morgan Pony says, "Hi Yogi, I started with the watermelon and left the water paper blank for now. I want to do a different design for the wallpaper, maybe a small floral or something." Oh, that's so creative. Yes, I'm just looking at the mock-up here. Upper left, yes, that little pink cushion, the watermelon pink cushion. It's so lovely, isn't it? So that's where you started. But how did you find it correctly, though? I suppose you can count your weight down to the watermelon, and that was your starting point. And I like the idea that you were going to change the wallpaper, because I always thought if you change the fabric color, literally you change the color of the wallpaper. So that can be done. Or maybe you can introduce other things to the wall. I love that idea. Amanda says, when my kids were little, I would peel the crimp out of the center and give the part to them. Oh, teamwork. Yes. I just need to find somebody who likes the middle bits so we can share the Oreo cookies. And Chelsea says, Yogi, you need to try Oreo thins. They have less of the filling. Maybe that's what I need. But to be honest, over here, I've never seen any kind of variations from the normal Oreo. You know, the normal Oreo cookies, you can find them in most supermarkets, but I've never seen different flavors or, you know, thinner fillings or double fillings or anything like that. I think we're deprived over here with Oreos. I'm going to take another piece, or shall I start to move outwards? Let me have a look. I think Maggie is actually down here, so I want to move the stitches down here so I can make the connection. So I'm going to take 2 more strands of 898. I love stitching this color, actually. It's like stitching chocolate. 898. Normally, if I do a whole patch of the same colors, I get bored, but not this one. I really like it. Oh, so they're a little bit like Cheetos. Cheetos, as far as I know, is kind of like cheese puffs, isn't it? Like quite airy, a little bit crunchy, not quite crunchy. I know what you're talking about. And that's Canadian, is it? Oh, the snacks of the world. It's profound. Kitty start from Susan. I don't think kitty start is that easy, because the center part, if you you have to find sort of where you can safely find the correct locations for what you're stitching. And I think kitty is quite hard to find as a starting point. I suppose you can work your way from the sewing machine over to the kitties, but kitty start is a little bit tricky. Yes, Betty. Sounds like it's some sort of cheese curls type thing situation. So Canadians, they invented Cheetos, did they? I don't know what Canadian foods are like. What would be sort of typical Canadian foods? Is it similar to American foods? I don't think I've ever come across Canadian restaurants. I know maple syrup, that I know. What else is Canadian? Oreo thins. Oh, we don't have those. Not that I'm aware of. Maybe, oh, maybe looking up online. Maybe I can find them online. Never tried that. Amanda says so many brands, kits, and magazines used to recommend masking tapes in the 80s and 90s. Right, so so it's a common practice to do that, right? Because only later on, because I can't remember where I learned, to use masking tape, but I do, I didn't even know people used to sew the edges because you do need a sewing machine to do that. But later on, for some reason, I was under an impression that it's actually bad for the fabric. But I don't think it is. It's very convenient. And also, I'm not aware that it actually damages the fabric at all. Because you just peel it off, if they go yellow, you peel off the tapes and just replace them with new ones. I don't think I've had problems. Brittany, hello. Brittany says, hello everyone, stitching on Grand Library and have almost finished the first book on the right. Well done, Brittany. I'm very happy. Finally, you're stitching on the right piece. Needles, hello. Yes, Nido says, finally made it. Yes, you did. I see you. Amanda says, yes, dimensions instructions especially say to use masking tape on the fabric edges, at least in Maggie's and the Messmaker. So that must have been where I picked up the idea. And if dimensions says it's okay by me. It's got to be good, right? They know what they're talking about. Because not everybody's got a sewing machine. Oh, so Brittany's doing royal rolls. So do you think royal rolls is good for confetti? Betty says, I see nothing wrong using tape. if you're going to cut it off anyway. I'm used to use painter's tape. Yes, exactly. If you have enough sort of margin reserved, and if you don't like it for whatever reason, let's say if you end up with a little bit of residue from the glue, you can cut it off. And if you are going to frame it in any way, it doesn't matter. You can't see it. Janine says there are so many flavors of Oreos and many come out on holiday season times. Yes, I remember having a discussion in the chat about Oreos, and someone posted the variations of different flavors of Oreos. I was so surprised. I've never seen any other kind other than the regular ones. Lynn says, Yogi, I'm not too good at the moment, so no cheese straws tonight. Mouth ulcers. Oh dear, Lynn. So ice drinks at the moment. Oh, Lynn, you have to take care of yourself. Ice ulcers, mouth ulcers is not fun. It's very sore. Yes, no cheese straw tonight. I think, and I hope it gets better soon, because, you know, it's probably quite hard to eat food if you have ulcers in the mouth. Lynn, sending love to Lynn. Jeanine says Cheetos are very crunchy. Cheese puffs are airy. Oh, really? I'm not an expert. I'm not well versed in the Cheetos arena. I'm not even sure if I ever actually had it. I've heard of it. It sounds very American, right? Cheetos. So what's the difference? I know the cheese puffs. There's I think every country has a version of it. So Cheetos is a little bit more crunchy, is it? Let me double check. I think I'm pretty close. And I like the fact that these two colors are, I'm not sure if this one is the blend color, and it's blending into this brown, and also switching from 10 stitches to full cross as well. It's just so well thought out, this piece. Lady Hawk says poutines and beaver tails are very Canadian. Beaver tails, as in tails from beavers. Is that a Canadian saying? You mean to eat? What's poutines? I don't know. I have questions. Oh, it just shows what I know, which is nothing. And Kathy says, Donair is Canadian. I still can't figure out what it is. Me either. I've never heard of it. What's the mystery? Canadian cuisine. So if you have to name one thing that's Canadian, like, really, really popular food in Canada, what would that be? Like food, not snacks. Beaver tails, I know, Ginny. Ginny's like going, well, I need some of that. I need some beaver tails and some kale, That sounds like a good meal. Oh, Lady Hawk says beaver tails are a dessert. Oh, so we're not talking about actual tails from beaver. Oh, that's a relief. So what kind of dessert is that? I don't know. It's a mystery. Balana says you don't need a sewing machine. I always hand sew the borders by blanket stitch. Oh, that's yes, that sounds like a lot of work. I do like blanket stitch actually. I do enjoy it. But for small piece, for the entire, canvas, that's a lot of blanket stitch. But you're quite right. You can just do that. That's quite fun to do as well. If you turn it into a project, right? That's very true. You can hand sew. But the thing is, though, I think dimensions, they're aiming at masses, really. Maybe people who have, maybe dabble a little bit of cross stitching. I don't think they're aiming at expert stitchers, So even blanket stitch, if you have done embroideries before, you might be familiar with it. But let's say if you just gift someone a dimensions kit for them to try, maybe someone very young or slightly older or whatever, who have, never done cross stitching before, you're not going to ask them to do blanket stitches. You probably go, well, just put some tapes around the fabric and you can start stitching from the center. Most people can find a center, And I think they just try to make it very accessible for everybody. And that's why every household probably has a dimensions kit lying there somewhere. Miyako, is it Miyako? Says, hello everyone, first time viewer here. Oh, well done, Miyako. Welcome. I probably butcher your name, but there you go. That's a great start. Ginny says, I make my mom sew edges of my fabric. Well, that's very nice usage of your mom. Yes, I think that's nice. I didn't even know that you needed to do that. I only learned that you can sew the edges maybe recent years, because I always use the tapes. Yes, Cassie said it was definitely dimensions as well. I'm glad to hear that, because later on I was made to think that there's something wrong with it. But if dimensions saying, that's the way to do it, that's the way to do it. No problem. Laura says beaver tails, from what I gather, is like a fried dough with cinnamon sugar. Oh, right. So it looks like a tail, but why beavers though? Yes, it's like the Italian snacks. what is it called? Like fried dough. They squeeze dough into oil and they just come out puffy like a stick. I can't remember what it's called. Yes. Tail of a beaver. But, you know, a lot of animals probably have very similar shaped tails. It could be cat tail or a monkey tail. Well, I think some animals, they're probably going to protest. They're going, my tail looks just like that. Why beaver? Dominique says, speaking of library, I was wondering if you were doing the supersize max colors or the regular for traveling library. I have both patterns. I can't decide. Are you asking me, Dominic? If you were, I'm doing the regular color, max colors. So, and I think it's working out quite well. You can definitely do supersize if you like it, if you want like even more details. But I think, you know, regular size so far has turned out very nice. Oh, hang on. I got a bit too keen. I've got one extra color. I don't know. I don't want to fudge it. I don't think this chart is that fudgeable because every stitch counts. So I'm going to remove it. A little bit of reverse stitching, just one stitch, just one stitch. Just this one. Supposed to be 3 stitches. Yes, we want to borrow Janine's mum because I do have at least 4 to 5 pieces that I have not sewn the edges because I've been too lazy and I have not used the masking tape either. So I'm going to have to do it. And I have not done it for my new start on Saturday, full confession. So I'm going to stitch without, so, you know, edges sewn till later. I think I probably need to block off like one afternoon at some point to do all those pieces together. It's like a project, isn't it? Because I get really bored when I just do a straight line of the, you know, really large piece. I just go, oh dear, does it ever end? Maybe I should try blanket stitches. If I do hand sew edges and just turn it into like a fun thing to do, maybe I enjoy it more. All right, I'm gonna just need one more piece and I can finish this, all the browns here. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 8. Lynn says, Marks and Spencer cheese puffs are amazing. Oh, Lynn is an expert of everything cheesy. Yes, I would follow Lynn's direction. Betty, are you talking about real beaver? Beaver nuggets. I'm slightly worried. I think all the beavers in the world, they're shedding cold sweat right now. We're talking about them being delicious snacks. Tracy says a pouting is what Canada is famous for. Really? What is it? Not Putin. Slightly different kind of thing. What's bug ease? Oh, so many questions. I'm totally out of my depths when it comes to Canadian snacks. Heather says, poutine? Is it what it's called? Poutine's French fries with gravy and cheese curds. Well, that's a lot going on. Have you guys tried French fries with baked beans? With some cheese. Tried that one. Cassie says, I was watching YouTuber in Canada, and they're very big on ketchup potato chips. Oh, potato chips as in crisps. Ketchup flavor or dipping potato chips in ketchup. One, two, three. Nido says, I started Maggie on the top left quadrant, in the middle of it, not the center. Oh. Lynn says, I just turn over and tuck stitch. What's a tuck stitch? If you don't like, an Ada doesn't fray. Really? So Ada, but this one is fraying a little bit. This one, it's not too bad, but I can show you bits. It's like this, Lynn. So this piece, let me zoom out a little bit. It's fraying slightly though. This is DMC Ada. It's quite delicate, so I don't know whether it's got something to do with it. But let me show you the edges. I have not sewn the edges for this one, and it's fraying a little bit. Can you see that? It's fraying a little bit. It's not too bad. It'll probably stop at some point if I don't sort of do weird things to it. But yeah, this Ada is like fraying a little bit. I haven't done the edges properly, so I'll probably have to do it at some point, like a big project, and do all the pieces that I have not done yet, which is quite a few actually. You're welcome, Dominic. But the thing is, though, Dominic, who's that? Komari is doing supersize. So if you want to know, kind of see what it looks like, you can, what a supersize looks like, you can watch Komari as well and see which one you like better. But I think both will probably come out just fine. 1, 2, 3. Busy Mom says, we have this thing called horseshoe. It's a piece of bread and then a hamburger patty, then fried, then topped with cheese sauce. So it's a piece of bread and a hamburger patty. But how do you fry them together? Like fried in shallow fry or deep fried? So they're fried together? Wouldn't that be a hamburger? What's the difference? So just one piece of bread instead of 2 pieces on top. And then cheese. Wouldn't that be a cheeseburger? But deep fried. Why not? So it's poutine. And is that French? Is that 1, 2, 3? Hang on. It's supposed to be one stitch here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Busy Mom says not deep fried. So what's the difference then? So a regular burger, you have 2 pieces of bread and then you fry the burger and with some cheese, right? So this one is the bread is fried as well, but not deep fried, shallow fried, grilled, and topped with a burger and some cheese. So essentially is a burger with 1 piece of bread. Half burger, open burger. Ah, so Dominique has got other supersize. I think, in some way, no, I wouldn't say that. I think supersize generally probably would give you, because it's got more, it's bigger. So it may be more details. But to be honest, the regular size is just really beautiful so far. So I have no problem with that. Ah, the bread is roasted. As in toasted or roast? Toasted. Okay, toasted. So toasted bread with burger and cheese. All right. No controversy. So it's like an open open toasty, whatever it is. It's like sometimes you have like ciabatta with tomatoes and garlic. Okay, done with this color. Really enjoy that. 898. And I think, oh, there you go. Maggie's right here. Maggie, we make contact. Yes. And I think this one maybe 310. Let me have a look. I think 310. Yes. Look. Maggie has entered the room. 310, guys. And it's a straight full crosses. Ah, Busy Mom says, and the cheese is sauce, so it's runny. Okay, so it's not like a piece of cheese. So it's like a cheese sauce on top. I can totally see that. It's like ciabatta type bread and toasted, and you have some, you know, topping, in this case, a burger, and then the cheese sauce on top. Can't go wrong with that. All right, I'm going to go up from here, actually. Let me see. Where do I start? Shall I start here? Okay. Let me start here. Or shall I move up from the bottom? I like to stitch from top down, actually, so I'm going to start here. All right. Busy Mom says, but you put your French fries on top and then the cheese sauce. Oh, hang on. So it's French fries. So it's topped with French fries, not just cheese sauce. The burger. So basically, a burger meal in one. So normally you have French fries separately, but in this one, in this case, is bread, burger, French fries, and then cheese sauce. Am I correct? Have I got it? And it's called horseshoes because the bread looks like horseshoes. Is it like ciabatta cut in half? And a fried egg as well. Do you have fried eggs? I can see that working because not all of the ingredients are very frequently eaten together, so there's nothing, you know, controversial there. So I don't see any, you know, problems. So this is Maggie's face. Janine says, that doesn't sound good for the waistline. I don't think you should be thinking about that when you do something like that. Laura says, this group is not good for waistline. Period. Fair, Laura. For some reason, we just find our way to food all the time, you know. It's not hard. We just... But the great thing is we learn about, you know, snacks of the world, cuisines of the world, all the delicious foods. And that's wonderful. So Stitching says, I'm just sticking to my apples and Gouda. Gouda cheese. Apple and cheese. That sounds quite nice. Bree and Creativity says, hope to do some cross-stitching tomorrow. I started college and my parents are not well, so it's been hard to find the time. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. There must be so much going on. But Bree, you have to find time for yourself. I know it's not easy, particularly when things are, you know, a little bit stressful. But a little bit of me time, you know, maybe just not even any, you know, long period, just like an hour, half an hour, if you can find it, a day. Just do something that you love to do. And definitely, you know, you can just join the chat if you don't have time to stitch or watch the replay, etc. And it's nice to kind of just watch someone else stitching, even when you don't have time. It's quite nice, isn't it? So, and sending love to you. And speedy recovering for your parents. We start talking kale. You brought it on, Cassie, this time. Yes. I mean, I have to bring up kale, you know? Justice for kale. I think it's got a really bad rap. I think today's stitch count is going to be, you know, not too shabby, because I've been doing a lot of full crosses and not that many color changes so far. So Tracy, oh guys, you know, be nice to Kale. Kale's have feelings too. Tracy says kale is something the gardeners should have pulled up as weed. Oh dear. You know, I hope the Kale is not listening. Cover your ears, Kale. La 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 la. No. And there are different types of kale. They're all delicious. All of them have this special kind of sort of tastiness, slightly salty. They're naturally slightly salty, and you don't need to put a lot of salt. Literally just a little bit of sea salt, maybe some pepper, and just saute very lightly, and it's delicious. And with some kale, you have to cook a little bit longer to make it soften a little bit. But they're quite robust. You can cook them for a long time. They still, you know, they don't go soggy. Kale is wonderful and full of nutrition, you know, very nutritious. And they're not too pricey. That's the important thing. So it's like packed with nutrient and really fresh and not too pricey. So everybody can have it. Am I selling it? Am I selling it? Avocados, on the other hand, can be quite pricey, at least, you know, over here, depending on where you buy them, even though avocados are delicious. But sometimes even one single avocado can be like £2.50 or something. Larger ones. Tracy is like, stop it, Tracy. Tracy says kale is like chewing on tree bark. Tracy, do you chew tree barks on a regular basis? So, you know, where are you drawing the experiences from? Seriously. Cassie says, as I'm going in and out of sleep, listening to Yogi. Oh, now you're blaming Yogi, of course. And the other night, did I hear that Saturday is a marathon, working with paper? No. They're two different events. So on 16th, this coming Saturday, okay, we're doing a 10-hour marathon, maybe 11, depends. And we're stitching Stitches So Beautiful's pattern. And it could be a new start, or maybe something you've already got. You're welcome to join it. Okay, so we're stitching Stitches So Beautiful. So that's marathon on Saturday, and then we're going to take a break, just doing regular stitching for a week. Okay, from the marathon, and post marathon, you know, rest, and then following week, I think Wednesday. I think it's 27th. You have to check the date. And we're going to have start a 10-day paper charge only challenge. Yep. So 10 days. We're going to do it. And we're going to start from Wednesday. I think it's a great start date because, you know, as you can see, dimensions charts, they're less confetti. And most of them are, you know, you probably have a paper version of the charts already. So we're going to start from on Wednesday, stitching dimensions kit, and we're going to kick off a 10-day challenge, papers only. So they're two different events. Nido says, do you eat it raw like rabbits? Well, you can eat kale raw, but even though you have to do it the right way. So if you want to eat, if you want to have a kale raw, eat a sort of salad, and you can definitely do that. But you need to massage it to soften it a little bit, and with a little bit of salt, and to tenderize the leaves a little bit. And you can definitely, and chop it quite small. You don't want big leaves. It will be a little bit more chewy. But if you chop it, you know, thin slices, small pieces, and give it a massage beforehand, it's delicious in any kind of salad. Tracy says, kale makes my tummy angry. The noises and arguments that come with kale. Tracy, do you know why that is? Do you know why that is? Do you know why kale is making your tummy... it's not making your tummy angry. What it is probably Tracy, okay? I don't think you're taking enough fiber regularly. So kale has got a lot of fiber. You probably find the same thing if you eat something like celery and high fiber food. So if your fiber intake is drastically higher than normal because of certain foods, so kale would be one of them. If you eat celeries or maybe there's certain high fiber plant foods, you probably get your tummy probably will have to work a little bit more because your body is not used to it. So that's a sign, Tracy. If your tummy is doing weird things when you eat high fiber foods, it's probably because you don't normally taking enough fibers. So you just need to keep eating it and your body will readjust and you will be fine. Ginny. Ginny says kale is not pricey because no one wants it. Oh, Ginny. That's just not true. Kale is divine. Everybody wants to eat kale. So I don't know what you're talking about, Ginny. Yes, Brie, yes. Exactly, Brie, you and me. We eat it raw, don't we? It's delicious. Badil says, this is my first project where I use Pattern Keeper. So much simpler to follow a pattern. Wonder how I survive with paper pattern. Well, so this is the first project that you use Pattern Keeper. How did you manage before? Did you use paper? If you're already using paper, it should be, a piece of cake for you for 10 days. I think for the rest of us, been stitching with apps, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. But I think you just slow down, and take your time and be creative with your method, with your solution. I think it's going to be quite fun. We're going to have, a different appreciation for apps. And maybe papers as well. Maybe some of us are going to think, well, stitching paper is actually quite fun to do. See, this is part of Maggie. I'm going to move up, actually. Let's have a look. 310. More 310 coming. Tracy, I don't believe you. But so how do you take in your fiber then? Tracy says, I eat 80 grams of fiber a day. How do you take in your fiber? Plant fibers are different. And it's the most natural way of taking fibers. 80 grams. I don't know what the normal amount should be, but sounds like a fair bit. Oh, Betty says, Yogi, is that chocolate on your fabric? Oh, this. Betty, yes. I actually managed to remove a little bit because I just dropped a small piece of chocolate, and the chocolate is actually, you know, it kind of melts instantly. It's really good chocolate. It's a sign of great chocolate, okay? And just a tiny little crumb has created this little kind of marking here, okay? But luckily, I'm going to stitch every bit. I'm just hoping, because this area could be white, so I'm just hoping the white stitches are going to cover it. I'm sure it's going to be okay. I'm sure it's going to be good. Now, I actually managed to remove a little bit. In the beginning, it was darker, and then I used a little bit of water, managed to remove a little bit. So yeah, it's not that different from this color, you know? That's a chocolate color. So yes, it's chocolate, I'm afraid. So Badil used to using papers. So yeah, so you know your way around paper patterns. No problem. And Badil, oh, so Badil, have you just come back to cross stitching recently? And before you were using papers, but it was a long time ago. It's okay. I think, now you have Pattern Keeper. The 10 days of paper stitching is going to be really good fun to do. And you're going to be perfectly fine either way. Oh, that sounds like a good meal. Tracy says, my current snack play has hummus. I love hummus. Chickpeas. Carrots, love carrots. Cucumber, snap peas, red pepper, 2 kinds of cheese, strawberries, half an apple, some kiwi. Well, that sounds, well, other than cheese, that's totally my kind of food as well. And gluten-free crackers and piece of chocolate. Yes, that's a feast. That's a feast, Tracy. 1, 2. Sounds lovely. And, all is missing is a little bit of kale. And that's complete. Yes, exactly. It's not a snack. That's like a full meal. Exactly. That's like a platter, a full course. And you have protein shakes as well. Cassie says, what do you eat for a meal? If that's your snack. That's hilarious, guys. Tracy. we need to talk about a definition between a meal and a snack. Yes, cucumber. I love cucumber. It's so fresh. Yes. Particularly in the summer, you know, the high water content is just great. I've been eating cucumbers every day as well in my salad. So recently my salad looks like lettuce leaves. I'm so into lettuce leaves. Some carrots and cucumber. And what else? Kind of base items, and I would have different variations on top, and sometimes avocados. I'm not that into tomatoes recently for some reason, so I have not had a lot of tomatoes, but otherwise tomatoes would be kind of my regular staple. Oh, yes, that's one more. I knew I forgot. Celery. I'm very into celeries at the moment. And that's a very, very, you know, you can make a big salad just out of it. And sometimes I have some tofu, some grilled tofu, fried tofu. That's my protein. Betty says my gut doesn't like meat anymore and I don't miss it. Yes, your body tells you what your body needs. If you follow, you know, the feedback, most of the time it should be okay. It's a lot of times we kind of follow expert ideas, following whoever says we should eat a certain way, and we try to force the body to do it. And that's when we kind of run into problems. Oh, Tracy, well done. Tracy has lost 40 pounds with the diagnosis of pre-diabetic. Normally, that's when people kind of have a sort of wake-up call and go, I have to do something about it. That's very good. Well done, Tracy. Okay, I'm going to end this stitch here. One, two, three. And I am going to move it down here. Amanda says we like baked cauliflower, a sprinkle with various spices. Yes, cauliflower is really good baked and mashed. Totally. Love it. And veggies are so versatile, isn't it? I mean, you can literally make cauliflower mash that tastes like potato mash. Probably better. And see you later, Badil. Wow, £100 is like a lot. I'm trying to sound stitchings, lost £100. £100 is like how many kilograms? It's like nearly 50, isn't it? That's a lot. But Dale says, my daughter have my dog named Tofu. Wow, that's a great dog. Not hot dog. It's called Tofu. Right, I'm going to finish this piece because I have a very early start tomorrow. I have to get up about 5:30. So I'm going to just finish off this piece. This is Maggie's face, you know. This is a little ear poking up there. Can you see it on my chart? So I'm firmly in the Maggie zone. Amanda says tofu is super yummy and sweet and sour soup. Oh yes, tofu is a little bit like a blank canvas. You know, some people think it's bland. It's not. You can turn it into so many things. And good tofu has great flavors of soybeans. It's really delicious. And just great plant protein, you know. Laura says, I need to get on a weight loss. But some people are talking about beaver tails and cheese smothered, fries and cheese. I know this is like a worst chat to come to if you're trying to lose weight. But look at sound stitching and, you know, and who was that before? You know, everybody's managed to lose weight. So you cannot blame the chat, okay? Amanda says, I have trouble getting cauliflower mash to not be grainy. Any tips? I think the way I do my cauliflower mash is making sure the cauliflower is not overcooked. And also just blitz it till it's really, really smooth. And normally I add coconut cream and olive oil. I do both and it's gorgeous. So you just need to put it into your food mixer. I think if you do it by hands, it might come out a little bit more coarse. But if you use the machine, just blitz until it's nice and stiff and creamy. But I think coconut oil is a very good option. And olive oil as well. Make sure your cauliflower is not overcooked, because when cauliflower is overcooked, it's quite waterlogged. So you just end up with a lot of water in a mash. It's much harder to make it creamy. Cassie says, isn't soybeans bad for those of us who are menopausal or postmenopausal? I'm not sure. Is it? Is it bad for you? Why would it be bad for you? But, I mean, obviously, if you have medical conditions that you're not supposed to eat soybeans, then that's a different thing. But otherwise, I can't imagine. And also, how much do you have to eat to actually have negative impact on your body? One, two. Betty says fruits can still be very high in sugar, so you're still getting your choice. Yes, fruits can be like grapes. I literally cannot eat grapes. Maybe one grape at a time because it's so sweet. And my body doesn't respond well with sugar, so I try not to eat melon or grapes. And cherry. Cherry, unfortunately, is not doing well for my body. Okay, this is going to be my last stitch today. Hello, Chivers. Sorry, I missed your little wave there. Great to see you. Oh, right. So it's estrogen. Is it too much if you eat tofu? But I think you probably need to eat like a huge amount for it to do anything, wouldn't it? I mean, normal consumption, I can't imagine that would be sort of, that drastic. So let me zoom out a little bit so you get to see what's on my fabric. That's looking good. So, this part of the sewing machine, this little dial here, this little wheel is almost done. And this bit is starting point of Maggie's head. Very pleased with that. And the last couple of sessions, previous sessions, I've been working on this drawer here, so I'll go back to it at some point. But I'm really happy to come to the Maggie zone here and start the process here. And oh, yes, that's true, Susan. Absolutely, yes. Except Black Forest yogi with yummy cherry pieces. Yes, the cherry pieces are so small, and also they're not too sweet. I think for dark chocolate in general, the sugar content is a lot smaller, and also you don't eat like huge amount. I have 2-3 pieces at a time, so I'm okay with that. But yes, that's quite right. I do love the cherry flavors. I love cherries actually. It's just the fresh cherries, 1 and 2 maybe. But if I eat like a handful, my body starts to feel funny. Right. So let's have a look. And so this is my progress today, and I'm really, really happy. A lot of chocolate stitching and a little bit of Maggie stitching. And yes, so it's time for me to reveal the number of stitches I've done today. I don't think I'm going to be doing too bad today. So yesterday I do 240. What do you think I have accomplished today? I'm just roughly doing a mental calculation here. Do you want to guess? If you want to guess, I'll give you 30 seconds to come up with the numbers. Otherwise, I'm going to hit the button and show you the numbers, okay? If you want to come forward and guess my stitches, you're welcome. All right, so let me show you my app here. And this is where I am from the center, and I'm just moving towards whatever direction I like. And oh, Maggie definitely has chocolate in her mouth. Laura says 220. And Lynn 245. Betty 238. Oh, very close. Everybody's Susan 300. Susan has confidence in me today. Busy Mom 256. Right, yesterday I did 240. So shall I guess as well? This is the twist of guess my stitches. I guess, try to guess my own stitches. I would say 210. What do you think? Okay, I'm going to count down to 3, 2, and 1. Oh, Michelle says 275. Here we go. Oh, Michelle, you're very close actually. And also Susan's quite close. The grand total that I've done today is 290 because it's 8 half stitches. So 286 plus 8, 290. Not bad at all. So I think the closest is Michelle is quite close, and also Susan as well. Yeah, well done. Yes, not bad. Two days in a row. My stitch count is looking pretty decent, so I'm very, very happy. And so I hope you enjoy your session today as well, whether you're stitching dimensions or not. And it's a great company. I hope, I definitely would like to move forward and continue to support them and stitching their beautiful pieces. And tomorrow is Thursday. So tomorrow I'm going to get up super early, 5:30. That's what I'm doing. And I'm covering 2 classes for a fellow teacher. So tomorrow I'm going to take a power nap and then come back to stitch with you in the evening, Thursday. And tomorrow will be the last session before our marathon on Saturday. Okay, so final warm up and training before our marathon. So I'll be back tomorrow and for another session of stitching with you. So until then, be good and eat lots of fiber and maybe a little bit of kale as well, and some tofu. Tofu is good for you. So nighty night everyone. From sleepy London town, Yogi signing out, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye everyone. Be good. See you tomorrow. Bye.